Hey friends, and welcome to another video with your girl. As you guys can see from the title, today I am going to be doing story time. But before I jump into that, I just want to say thank you guys for being here and welcome to another video. If you are not subscribed, make sure that you go and subscribe right now to join the fam. Also, if you are subscribed, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your support. I also just want to say that my baby girl and I have made it to 16 weeks. We will be 17 weeks tomorrow. So we are in our second trimester and we are 4 months. And I just thank God for allowing us to get this far. And I pray that He continues to bless us with a healthy pregnancy. Okay, jumping into this story time. First off, I want to say I may get a little emotional, but I'm gonna try my best not to. This was a regular morning. I got my kids up, ready for school. Before I took them to school, I had to use the restroom, so I go to the bathroom and I happened to wipe. And when I wiped, it was blood on the tissue. So at that point, y'all, I'm already like I'm freaking out because I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Like, we went a few weeks ago, we heard the heartbeat, we saw the baby, everything was fine, and now I have bleeding. Why? This wasn't what made me feel some type of way, was the fact that it wasn't just like a light bleeding, like a normal light bleeding. This, and I was cramping on top of that. Like, the blood, it just made me think of like a period. So in my mind, I'm automatically thinking that I'm having a miscarriage, right? So I'm freaking out, freaking out. So I take my kids to school, come back home, I get dressed, and I go to the hospital. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. I shouldn't have, first of all, I shouldn't have went to the hospital, like this hospital. I should have just went to the next city over, well, that has a hospital, excuse me, which is St. Augustine. I should have just went to them, like my mind said, but I was freaking out so bad that I just was like, okay, I'll just go to Putnam, and hopefully everything is fine. From the time I got there to the time I left, y'all, my experiences was freaking horrible. It was horrible. Um, Anywho, so I get there, get in a little triage area, and they check me out and everything, whatever, whatever. And then they put me in a room. So when a girl go to do my IV, I always tell them my right arm because I noticed that the veins in my left arm don't really show as good, or they're not as good as my right arm. So I always tell them automatically just do from the right arm. So when she did it on like a vein that was like in a weird spot, and it was hurting so freaking bad, y'all. Like, it took everything in me not to just like go off, because why is you putting it right there? And I'm telling you it hurt, but you just gonna leave it there, like, for real. Anyway, that's not the worst part. So she do my IV thing, they draw blood, whatever, whatever. So I have to do a urine sample, all the that they do, all the tests that they want to do up front. So I'm sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. I kid you guys not, like an hour, probably like an hour and a half went by, and I'm still just waiting, 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 waiting. I have not went to like the ultrasound yet. They finally come get me, take me back to ultrasound. So, they do the ultrasound like on top, and then she wanted to do the transvaginal as well. So I'm like, okay, is that like really necessary? Like, I don't feel like doing all that. So she was like, well, just to be sure that we're seeing everything, it's better that we do both. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So I go get undressed, come back, and she insert the little thing and start doing what she doing, whatever. So I asked her, I'm like, do you see anything? And she was like, well, I can't really tell you. I'm just your photographer. I'm like, okay, cool. That's not even the worst part. So they finally finished whatever, take me back to the room. By the time I get back to my room, they done put another person on the other side of the space that I'm in, right? Like it is privacy, but it's not privacy at the same time. Like I don't agree to have two patients in one room like that. I just don't agree with that. But I get back in the bed, minding my business, whatever. This lady starts throwing up. When I tell you, oh my gosh, it was freaking horrible. So I grabbed my little things and I walked out and I was just sitting in the hallway. And as I was like sitting there, one of the nurses, which is like a friend from elementary school that I had, but she was like, "Are you lost?" And I was like, "No, they put somebody in the other side of my room and she ended up throwing up. I'm not gonna sit in there while she throwing up because it sounds disgusting and it's gonna make me vomit. Like, no, ma'am." So she was like, "Okay, well, yeah, I don't even know why they put you like, in there, whatever, whatever. I don't, anyway." So she was like, "Well, just hold on, sit right here, I'll be back." So I'm sitting there waiting. So she finally comes back and she was like, "Well, they told me to just let you sit in this triage right here and they'll be with you shortly." So an hour, 30 minutes, probably like 2 hours now that passed. I'm hungry at this point. So I asked her, I'm like, "Y'all don't got no food, no snacks, cause I'm hungry and I done been here for a while." So she was like, "Well, we have the little snack pack or whatever." I was like, "Girl, I'll take it." So she went and got it, came back. It was like, the little turkey sandwich with like some fruit on the side, like the fruit cup. What else did it have? Oh, they gave me like a soda. Oh, and it had like the Lay's yellow chips. Okay, cool. So I'm eating my food, just waiting patiently. Y'all, by the time I left that place, it was like 4 hours in. I kid you not. Like it was freaking horrible. Like, why is it taking y'all so long? 4 hours is wild. 4 hours is wild. So before she left, like when she brought the food back, I asked her about the IV because it was hurting so bad. I was like, "Well, is it possible that you guys can remove this?" And she was like, "Well, no, we're gonna have to keep it in just in case. You may have to get like transferred or something like that. That way they don't have to stick you again." Okay, I understand that, but this is hurting, and I'd rather get stuck again than to just sit here with this in my arm and it's hurting like this. So she was like, "Well, yeah, just try to hold on a little while longer." I'm like, "Okay, cool." She leaves, and like I said, I'm sitting there, waiting. Um, one of the, I don't know what they're called, whatever they're called, the nurse I don't know I don't know, but she called me to like a separate little room or whatever. So we get in there, and she was like, "Okay, well, I just want to let you know that you're facing a possible miscarriage, and it's showing that you're 5 weeks and 5 days." And I'm like, "But my doctor just told me that I was like 9 weeks, and that was like 2 weeks ago. So how am I showing to be 5 weeks, right?" When I tell y'all I was so mind blown, I was not thinking right. I didn't ask about heartbeat. I ain't asked about none of that because I'm so focused on you saying I'm 5 weeks when they just told me I was nine, right? So yeah, she was like, "Well, yeah, you're 5 weeks, and it's a possible threatened miscarriage or whatever, whatever." So I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna just accept, it is what it is." Like, okay, the signs are there. I'm cramping, I'm bleeding. In my mind, okay, I'm just going along with what you guys telling me right now. So she leave, someone else comes in, like I guess it's the person who just actually does like the discharge paperwork. So she came in, and so I'm thinking, I'm like, she told me I was 5 weeks. They told me I was 9 weeks. So does that mean like my baby didn't grow, or does that mean like my baby shrinking? And she was like, "Well, I don't really know, but I can go and grab her real quick for you, and you can ask her." And I was like, "Yeah, please." So she go and get the lady, bring her back. And I was like, you said I was 5 weeks, but they told me I was 9 weeks. Does that mean that my baby didn't grow? And she looked me dead in my face, y'all. I can laugh about it now, but because it's like that was freaking crazy. She looked me dead in my face and she was like, yeah, that's what that means. Your baby didn't grow. When I say false information, it's crazy. Like, cause what? What? Y'all. Like I said, I kind of accepted that okay, I'm having a miscarriage, whatever, whatever, right? So days go by. Well, not days go by because I think like soon as I left the hospital, I ended up calling my OB, and they scheduled me for the following week to come in. Um, so that was like on the Thursday that I went to the hospital. So I had to go that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and I think I went either like that Tuesday or that Wednesday. I'm not fully sure. And I was letting them know, like, yeah, I went to the hospital. I was having cramping and some bleeding, but it stopped eventually. And then when the doctor came in, I was telling her, like, what was going on or whatever. She was like, why would you even go to Putnam? And I'm like, because it was the closest in the way that I was just so scared. I was just trying to hurry up and get to a hospital. But she was like, basically, don't go there no more. Which I knew that myself, because 4 hours is crazy to have somebody in here, and then you gonna tell me I'm 5 weeks after they done told me I'm 9 weeks. Anyway, it was just a horrible experience at the hospital, so I had already made up my mind that I wasn't gonna go back there. So anyway, the OB that I was speaking with, I had gave her the paperwork that they gave me, which was this one, like my discharge, the paperwork that came with my discharge paper that said I was like 5 weeks and 5 days. So she was looking at it and she was like, okay, well, this is probably a what is it called? Uh oh, a blighted ovum. And I was like, no, it's not a blighted ovum because I came a few weeks ago and we saw the baby, we heard the heartbeat, they told me everything was fine, so it's not a blighted ovum. So she was like, okay, well, let me go out and let me look over this and then I'll be right back. So she left and came back and she was like, well, it says that you went on the 22nd or something. She was saying like to make it seem like I had went to them first and then came to, like, I'm like, what happened was I came to you guys for my first prenatal visit, and then I went to the hospital because I was bleeding, and then now I'm back to you guys. She was just as confused as I was, right? So she was like, okay, let me go out and look over it again and I'll be right back. So she came back again and she was like, you know what? I see what happened. And I was like, what? She was like, they printed out paperwork from last year when you had a miscarriage, and that's the information that they gave you pertaining to this pregnancy. And I was like, there's no way. Like, I know you lying. She was like, no, I'm so serious. Look at the date on your paper, and it says, um, where was it? It was hold on, y'all. It's dated for, let me show y'all. It's dated for 4/14/25, y'all. When I tell y'all, I immediately started crying because why would you do that? Like, how are you guys so careless as to not see that you guys gave me paperwork from last year, and then you're giving me information based on paperwork that you gave me last year? Like, that is freaking crazy. I kept telling my boyfriend, I'm like, if them people done lied to me, this was before I went to my OB appointment. I was like, I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna go off because why would y'all do that? Like, that is freaking mind blowing to me. Anyway, fast forward, back forward. Yeah, my OB, she was like, well, yeah, they printed off paperwork from last year, and that's what the information that they gave you, that's what that is by. And I'm like, I just started crying and thanking God because what? I was just so stuck. Like I don't even know how to explain how I was feeling. Like it was crazy. So she was like, "Well, yeah, we're gonna get you into the ultrasound room. We just have someone in there. When they're finished, we'll get you in there, whatever." Okay, fast forward. So I get in the ultrasound room, whatever. So I'm telling the girl who's doing my ultrasound, I was telling her about what was going on and how the hospital told me this information, whatever. And I was like, but I came here, you guys told me I was 9 weeks, and I'm talking about just telling her everything. So she was like, okay, well, we're gonna take a look or whatever. So she put a little gel on there, get a little thingy, and start looking at my baby. And my baby was fine. And she was healthy and she was moving around, good heartbeat. Everything was fine. And so she let me listen to the heartbeat. And when I tell y'all, I immediately started crying, just thanking God because 2 miscarriages and then I'm blessed with a baby girl. And then you tell me that I'm having a miscarriage all because you're so careless and you didn't even look at the date. Like, it's crazy. And as much as I wanted to go back up there and just go off, I was just so thankful to see that my baby girl was doing fine and hear her heartbeat. And in the middle of that, the OB came in and she was like, guess what? I was like, what? She was like, I found your actual paperwork from the hospital, like your actual one, not the one from last year, the one that really. And I was like, well, what did it say? She was like, everything was normal. Come again, say what? Y'all, it was, oh my gosh, I don't even, I just thank God, y'all. That's all that I can do is just thank God, bro. Like, because He really blessed me with this baby. And I just thank God for blessing me with this baby. And I'm so in love already. Um, but yeah, so everything was fine, everything was normal. Even the ultrasound that I did at the OB, everything was fine. Everything was normal. She said she didn't really understand where the bleeding came from or why I was bleeding, but she didn't see anything when she looked on the ultrasound. And like I said, her heartbeat was strong. Everything was fine. Um, and that was that appointment. I did get scheduled, and I'm supposed to go this coming Thursday, and I plan to vlog that video with you guys. But I just wanted to come and tell y'all my story time about how like they just gave me false information and how it just took everything in me to not go up there and just go off because why is y'all sitting here doing like why is y'all doing that? Like that is freaking crazy. That is wild to me. Um Now I know like I won't ever go to Putnam. I don't care. I'll go to St. Augustine. I'll go to Middleburg. I'm not going to Putnam ever again. It's a big no for me. Like it's just no. Like I don't like it at all whatsoever. But I just want to say thank you guys once again for tuning in to another video. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for your support. Um, If you are not subscribed, like I said in the beginning, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe right now to join the fam. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Until then, keep your head up, stay positive, and keep moving forward. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.